Wafula, so I'm annulled. My spouse filed an annulment against me. It's recently been finalized. I've been watching your YouTube videos about who can qualify for VAWA. It was a really stressful marriage I was in. I experienced a lot in this marriage, but the only thing is I'm annulled. Do I qualify for VAWA? Stick around. I have the answer for you. So guys, welcome back to my channel, formerly known as Immigration Helper, now known as the VAWA Queen. Okay, I actually, true story, true fact, got the title of VAWA Queen from my clients, from people who have seen me on social media, and people started calling me the VAWA Queen. So I actually did not name myself that. It was actually the people, we the people, named me the VAWA Queen. So I didn't get that title lightly. Obviously that means I'm well experienced in this matter, and I want to come and talk to you about a great hot topic, something I'm often asked in consultation. So I have a lot of people who follow me now for a long time on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, and occasionally I like to just answer some of those questions directly, okay, here on YouTube. So that question today that we're dealing with is, I am annulled. Do I qualify for VAWA? I'm annulled. Do I qualify for VAWA? As an initial onset, I always like to explain what VAWA is. Remember, VAWA stands for Violence Against Women Act. It actually applies to both men and women who are experiencing marital problems or abuse in their marriage, okay? So, or in other words, extreme cruelty, okay? Now, that applies to, again, both men and women, all right? And in order for you to qualify for VAWA, you need to be married to a U.S. citizen or green card holder and experience marital problems or abuses in this marriage. Now, you obviously can qualify for VAWA if you're married, if you're divorced, if you're separated, lastly, even if you're annulled, okay? So if you're married, you're divorced, you're separated, now we're going to add a fourth category. If you're annulled, you'd still possibly qualify for VAWA, granted that you did experience marital problems or abuses in this marriage. As discussed previously, abuse can be emotional, can be physical, can be psychological, can be sexual, and there's many sorts of examples like that, okay? Psychological abuse is typically mind games, a spouse playing mind games or getting into your mind and causing you to fear. Emotional abuse is whenever your spouse puts you down, okay? Like emotionally puts you down, all right, and likes to make sure you are put in your place. Physical abuse can be anything from someone beating someone up to someone disappearing on you. So if your spouse is constantly disappearing on you, that is actually what people don't understand is also a form of physical abuse, okay? There's sexual abuse. Sexual abuse obviously looks different usually for men as it does for women, okay? But there's the obvious sexual abuse of a spouse forcing themselves on you. It can't be done for men. It's just for men, it's usually involves maybe a spouse getting their male spouse aroused to a point of them not being able to say no, even though the spouse has been saying no, I'm not interested that whole time, okay? Then there's the threats, a spouse using threats in order to get their male spouse or their female spouse to have sex with them. That's also a form of sexual abuse. Then for women, there's the obvious act of being raped. So that's actually obviously a sexual abuse. And for women, a spouse being rough with them, losing affection to the point of being rough with them through sex, then that's also considered a sexual abuse, okay? So as you can tell, there's many ways or many things that could qualify for abuse, even particularly sexual abuse. And then of course there's financial abuse, a spouse putting your credit on harm, using your credit card without asking, a spouse never contributing anything to the house. You know, but by spouse we're talking about your U.S. citizen green card holder spouse, all right? And there's many other examples. But guys, long story short, if any of these examples sound like you or someone you know and the person is annulled, you need to tell them to call me. Or the person is divorced, tell them to call me. Or the person is still married, tell them to call me. Or the person is separated, tell them to call me. If the person is divorced less than 2 years, they still qualify for VAWA. Or annulled less than 2 years, they possibly still qualify for VAWA. After 2 years, they no longer qualify for VAWA, unfortunately, okay? All right, so that's it for today, guys. I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.